that's a go. Alright, people. So, unless I am mistaken, this one should have audio. And if you're wondering why I haven't uploaded one of these in a small eternity, simply put, I've been very busy. And streaming is not a high priority for me. I'm just gonna be honest. That's just the truth. And to which do I... Alright, I probably stole that. How did I get two notifications? Oh, I know exactly why. But yeah, so essentially, this is the exact same world as I played. I don't know if I have one already. It's been a month, maybe? Ow. But, if I can keep my train of thought... I have stone tools, I'm not sure. As you can see, I'm very disorientated. And the real question is, do I build up using planks? Initially. I think I should. And, essentially, this is the same world as my Season 2 that I did. Might be easier if I do this. How on earth was I doing this jump beforehand? Now I see why I was saved up there. My incompetence knows no bounds. See some uranium already. I could break those sensors, they don't provide me anything. I'm just gonna temporarily sort this out. And I want to go straight up, which I know you're not supposed to do, but whatever. So help me if I'm gonna let that stop me. Alright, I have to punch out the lower ones as well, like this. Maybe I should get a spare axe. Yeah. But this is the same world as my... Somebody stick recipes in there. Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna craft it the right way. But, essentially, same world as... That's not an axe. This is an axe. Cool. Same world as Season 2. However, I have /TP'd myself into an ancient city. Now, you might be thinking this is a little unfair, considering there's some really good gear in here. Which is why I'm going to tell you that that gear is basically useless in this mod. It doesn't serve really any function, and... Well, you get better gear in this mod, like flight, no fall damage, faster movement speed, and night vision permanently, pretty much in the beginning of the mid-game. Which is to say, this pack is not the most balanced of gear, but it's not really trying to be, so I'll allow it. Which is also to say that, you know, not the most unfair start. It will speed up the early game a bit, and the skulk here is the main focus. I'm not sure how well I showed it off in the other video, but the dreaded compound, as I call it, in Dreadic, the best way I used to have was fragmenting it. There's also an endstone recipe, which kind of sucks. But you can pulverize it, fragment it, and frankly, this was the best I had access to. Now, I can use Skulk, and this is the best place to get Skulk. I couldn't make that work, unfortunately. It's super expensive. And already at the end, but hopefully I can get a source of Silk Touch and get the dreaded compound in a bit of an easier way. I guess you could always rush at the end, but that does take a fair amount of setup, and I mean, I'm not sure how many people would actually want to go about doing that. Which is why I'm, you know, slash teleporting into an end city. And I'm probably going to base on the surface, all things considered. I was originally supposed to teleport to the surface and dig down. Also, it's really freaking dim, and YouTube compression has probably deleted basically all of the usable footage left. So, sorry in advance, I guess. But, yeah, maybe I should just focus on hitting the ceiling already. I mean, it would be less mining if I scooched it over. Now, I'm not sure how many people are opposed to doing this procedure. I kinda am, but also I will do it just for the sake of convenience. Man, it's so dim. It's not really a good way of getting down, is there? Maybe there was. The plan is just to bore to the surface and see from there. Also, man, does regen feel nice on PC. On Bedrock, we'd have to wait a small, in quotations, eternity for this stuff. Not in Java. So are these beans good for anything, really? Or did I just take them for the sake of taking them? You know, you might not believe it, but I took them just for the sake of taking them. Also, who actually makes beetroot anything? Is that a shrieker up there? No. I don't know about you, but I am not a beetroot player, and if I'm not mistaken, a beetroot soup is basically the exact same as just a like 6 beetroots on its own, which means it's technically just breaking even, although making it take significantly more work, which I find interesting. Okay, not sure why I see gravel here. Okay, to digging I go. I don't think gravel is useful in this pack, isn't it? It has its uses. Yeah, silicone wash using naphtha, which I will get available eventually. You can make a ton of sand. Is it really only naphtha? And I guess... Really? Or sand? Huh. Okay, well... Did not know that. So I learn that you don't need to stock up on gravel. Did I have to do that? Shush. Listen, you're not seeing much more than I am. Right, sodium. An iris. Nah. Brightness. 50%? No, that needs to be up maxed. I can see what I'm doing. I mean, I will be dropping it back down in a bit. Well, I say a bit, once I get night vision. Because, I mean, it won't matter anymore. But yeah. Did I really just... Okay, and that's what those bananas were for. Do I have any food on me? See, folks, this is what we like to call in the business wishful thinking. And the answer is no. No, I don't. I have an option. I mean, I will get a ton of gold. Or I can go and wake up a ward and then see how far that gets me. Or I could just be smart instead. Which, you know, honestly, sounds a little bit better to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sneak around, find one piece of wool for a bed. Needs to be white wool. So if I can find a bone, that would help. I guess I could make a gray bed. Because I can just recycle this into string. And string, who knows? Maybe string is... Oh, yeah, no, string is useful. Hey, would you look at this? So now when I go looking and waking up the warden for food, I'll just respawn with all my hunger. You know, honestly, I normally make a red bed for culture. I don't normally get a gray bed. Yeah, maybe a gray bed this time. Did not know it's night. Does not matter, it's night. I guess that red dye is now useless, but eh. I can go about looking for some proper food with absolutely all caution to the wind. And this place is a... I now understand the ancient city is supposed to be a pretty large area. But... you know... shards aren't good, bones are good, coal is really good. I'm pretty sure that's the spooky-esque one. It's interesting, but amethyst... Surprised we got this, that's early fluxite. So I'm actually pretty pleased about that find. And I know this structure won't generate any food in it. But can a man just dream? Oh shit, never mind. Oh, and a notch apple. This is progress. I have mutton on me. Breach, which I have to assume is for mace-esque weapons. And loyalty, along with some light sources. And another of the exact same item. At least I can recycle. I don't have any source of fire. I don't know what I'm planning with that. I'm not going to use those at all, and I guess that's kind of cool. Yeah, I can live off of this for a bit. This could use some decoration anyways. Yeah, these really like that one. Conveniently so. Kinda not gonna question where the nutrients come from. I just hope those grow in. And yes, I know I technically only burnt calories doing that, hunger, but see, you have to understand, now I have agriculture in the background. That is a new sound for me. Now I know in Bedrock, these wardens are a little stronger than here. Really should have considered making one of those. Trip it twice. See, on Bedrock, this thing will just find you and rip you apart. Is it not gonna follow me? Lucky break! Wow. That, my friends, is how you deal with the warden. Yeah, that easy. Just fortunately walk into one area it cannot track you and then run. Relax, guys. It's not even that scary. The scary in question. What is this storage output? Can you tell I've never used sophisticated storage? Oh, isn't this like multi-block storage? Oh. Honestly, I don't like, what is it called? I think I can still hear them. I don't really like, what is it called? I should have this memorized. Strange matter. Applied energistics, because admittedly, it's a little intimidating. I'll be honest when I say this. It seems really complicated. Probably is not the most complicated, but to me, it kinda is. So I'd really like to get back to that chest that's at Mr. Warden. So if you don't mind me, I am gonna keep pillaging this place instead of digging to the surface. I think I only got one of them. Would you look at that? I made a good call. Neutralized, and now I get my spoils, which are kinda really good. I use keep inventory. Sue me. This is lighting, but this skulk right here is gonna be the base of operations. So I guess get disc fragment 5s as well. But yeah, like I said, this is good. Also, I had to update a lot of stuff, so I'm guessing they added paint to Oritech now. Just say I had a little bit of a mismanage on the download, and some things may be different. There's paint now, which is new. That's expensive. But I don't think they're gonna change up too much. Right? No, probably not. I think they made the nuclear reactor any more effective because that thing was not the best. That's new. Energy transmission pole. Is this what I think it is? That gotta redo. But that's really good because these cables are surprisingly expensive. And if I can just do this for significantly more distance, better believe I am enticed by that option. Yeah, but what's it do? Besides being really expensive. I mean, there is new stuff. That's certainly the case. Some retextures as well. I doubt this is going to be any more reasonably priced. Nope. Need to make these, honestly. Should be in the list already, which it is. I don't know why I checked. There's definitely new stuff that I am not familiar with. And by that, I mean really just two. Normally you can go over something and see what it does. There's a splicer I was just hovering over and being like, oh, what's this? Splicer? Where was that? How did I lose it? Here it is. So, does it just produce one extra slot on it? Well, I mean, this is incredibly expensive, so I'd have to assume it's super duper good. However, it seems to be doing something similar as a capacitor module with increasing the energy capacity 5 million. Whoa. 50 million? Whoa, okay then. This is just if you need a lot more power capacity. Why would you need that though? Oh, this is still good. And I'm guessing recipes like this are gonna be similar. Yeah, probably, but still interesting to see some new stuff. Yeah, from what it seems, Splicer is something. I think I was gonna test nuclear reactors in creative as well, and I guess I have some new stuff as well. So I need to be mindful of that. I don't want to leave this behind, I'm gonna be honest. It's not very useful. This is kind of interesting. My inventory's already messed up. Sweet. Where was I? Yeah, I was gonna test reactor designs unless I'm mistaken. Also, just having a work light is so nice. Even if it is just the dimmer soul torch. Still more than I originally had. So, you know. Gonna take care of my back more. Had acupuncture today. And that was interesting. Ow. I'm gonna be completely honest though, acupuncture is interesting. They said you wouldn't feel it, I definitely feel it, but I have very sensitive nerves and it didn't really hurt. But I'm not feeling better, let's just say there's a lot of damage that needs fixing and one session just ain't enough. All I know is I had a reactor idea, and now I don't have a reactor idea. Which is annoying. For the sake of time, I am going to switch to a better pickaxe just for this. And that's what we like to call in the business a problem. Good news is, however, my farm has really grown in. I told you that would be a good return on investment. I was gonna say, Sprint being on for that probably would not be wise. It was not. Okay. This is what getting lazy this is where getting lazy gets. I'm being lazy, I'm sorry. Okay. You know, worst case I have a notch apple, which still don't believe you can make, yes? Nope. But I got one of these as a 1 in 0.2 chance. So pretty low. Sorry, what? My incompetence knows no bounds. Now this is safer. Apparently axes are just really good in version of Minecraft. I'm not sure why I decided to not use my stone tool. And part of the reason why I went looting and such was to find armor. Yeah. And if you're curious, I am interested in rushing the mid-game and getting a jetpack. Why do you ask? Oh, and also fall damage reduction, mainly. That one's super cheap to get, and I look forward to getting it. That'd be these boots, which require silicon, including this cheap one, added by Flight Energistics. Oh, jeez. Oh. I'm gonna get this out of my inventory before I get any bright ideas. It's just a normal cave network. Oh, hey, diamonds. Pre-iron diamonds, because they started at the bottom of the world. Gotta love it, huh? My gosh. Oh. Rotten flesh is just biomass, so I don't have to think too hard about it. So that's what we like to call inconvenient. Um, hmm. And I want to save this tool, which means it is time for me to go and craft another pickaxe. Off. Off of me. Off of me. Okay. Can you make a tough furnace? No. I do know for certain that you can make a deep slate one. Fancy. That's good enough. Alright, now I can do basic smelting. And honestly, I mean, I have coal, so need smeltables like iron. I'm also going to need to make yet another pick, because I'm probably not going to move directly to iron. Time for like my monthly check-in chat, and it's clear. Hell yeah. I should have checked if I had any viewers to make sure if I should check, but I did fall off a structure again. And that's my excuse for not checking for chat. If anyone's curious, yeah, I'm early enough in the game where I'm actually willing to consider this as an option. The jumping does use more, but overall, low activity is not a big deal. Generating, though, that will take quite a bit. And the nice thing is you can just wait this out. It increases the rate in which you drop it, but if you don't really drop it, it doesn't do anything. Also, I've actually made my own mod pack in quotations. It really does use, it really uses, the JoJo's pack as a base framework for the optimization and stuff, because, I'm gonna be honest, I do not know how to make a mod pack. And I just shoehorned a bunch of mods I thought were interesting, or liked, or wanted to try, or use. And I didn't really think about the implications, and somehow it seems to just work and only crash under certain circumstances, which are easily avoidable. So, I'm not gonna complain. I should go get ready for dinner soon. It should only take a few minutes. And then more streaming for like 15-esque minutes. And then I'm ditching it. I mainly wanted to do this to say what I try to say in the beginning. I keep getting distracted, which is that same map as Season 2, but instead of using an oil-based factory, I'm going to be going with a bio-based factory. And I will be producing diesel at one point because of the biofuel or bio-oil recipe, or biodiesel. It's not that hard, Cosmic. Biofuel. It is just straight up called biofuel, and you can use it to make oil, which is the recipe I'll be using. I'll also be using this recipe for polymer resin because it's significantly more efficient at making plastic from biomass, because you can literally just use one of anything for 2 plastic, which is in comparison to the other plastic recipe, which the JoJo and I both used, which was Okay. Which was this? No. This recipe. And this recipe... Please, game. Don't fight me. This recipe is significantly worse. It's probably gonna be making it with wheat. As you can tell, it's been a hot minute for me. But yes, let's say we made this with packed wheat. I mean, this is probably the better recipe, but let's say we didn't feel like doing the extra step and using a plank, which frankly I actually will using the chainsaw. So we do this, and now you get 1 plastic from 3 biomass, or 2 plastic from 1. And I think the other recipe uses less water. So this is... Nope, uses the same amount of water. But you need sand. That's the downside. Stone can be turned into sand with enough patience. And no trees are involved, so... You know, it's, in my opinion, this is the best, the best starting recipe. Huh? No. No. Maybe I just want to look at my options. Game. It's fine, I'll just do it this way. Boom, sand. Yes, yes. I can make sand by fragmenting sandstones. You can turn red sand into... I don't believe this. Or gravel, which you can get from stone. I guess there's also the fragment forge, which is just faster. But... yeah. How did I come up here? Okay. But yeah, trust me, if you're ever starting in this pack, please do not use the biopolymer recipe. Oh, shoot. Not good. So dripstone's a good find, frankly. Getting quite a bit of luck on this, admittedly. Dripstone's always just good, in my opinion. You always want to see a dripstone. At first I was just doing it to get rid of granite, now I'm kind of turning this into an art piece, so... that's super novel, I guess. Was it just me, or wasn't there like a phase where everyone was like either really for diorite or really against it? And it served like no real purpose, holding a stance. I feel like that was a thing at one point. Internet is a strange place. I think it's 70, almost 80, just surface. Now keep in mind it's been like a month to 2 months, and I'm fairly certain anyone who was a fan of this probably thought this series was dead. I don't blame them, because they're kind of right for a bit. But at the same time, it's not dead, it's just, you know, stuck in purgatory as it is. There's just some insanely large caves there. It's actually kind of nice. I like basing in the caves, what can I say? A lush cave as well, my favorite. Wow. It's available on the minimap, I could have looked. Oh, my shoulder. Oh, boy. Make sure to have good posture, everyone. Yeah, this series was never dead, I was just busy. And still kinda am busy with a lot of things. And unlike videos, streams are not supposed to be consistent. Which reminds me I need to record a oxygen not included video, then 2 cosmeteer videos, and then another 2 oxy videos coming up. Stay tuned for those series, people. You're at 90, I must have been wrong. You know what, I'll own up to it, and I will just simply admit that not measuring anything has led me somewhere weird. Don't tell me. I can see the trees. Please. Please. It's like 110. And no, I'm not going to sit there and hand mine that entire distance. That would be dumb. And I don't have the time for that today. But mainly the former. Behold, it's modern art. Give my left stick a good rotation. Actually, this area needs to be patched up as well. Well, okay. It's safe enough, I guess. I never considered if any of my viewers have motion sickness. Ignore that. Now it is imperative that I don't go careening off the edge and die. Fellas, he might have just done it. First recorded return without me blowing my legs off. Really, guys? Come on. I need food. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. picks acquired. Now I'm just gonna do something a little bit dumb and try to find a building which has armor in it. Just needs to be decent armor, and this place typically provides. And I see the first target already. Isn't this the one that gives you water breathing? Or like water breathing resistance or something? I don't think I'll ever find out because it don't work, but okay. A lot of torches, which is needed. Regen 2, which is cool. Not the most useful. And so on. Who did it? I want names. I want vision as well. Fellas. Not a swift sneak. Goodness. Spare coal, spare books. Spare discs. Okay, now you're just getting excessive about it. And for all intents and purposes, that was certainly a joke. Falling objects. Man. Bedrock Warden is so much worse. By now I would have been hit by a sonic boom attack and already on the ground keeling over. Like, it literally beelines into a collision and then keeps doing its sonic attack until you die. Which is the reason I don't normally like dealing with the Warden. It's just there's no way to deal with it on Bedrock. Oh, that was fast. Okay, here's the armor I'm talking about. Mending is typically really nice. Counterpoint, the new leggings will have unbreakable, like just completely unbreakable. Protection 4 though is really nice. So, you know, to say it has no upside would be incorrect. I really should just leave these on. They have Unbreaking 3. Not sure how I feel about them siphoning my XP for mending. They might last longer than needed. But hey, I'm fine with having 25% less max movement speed if it means that I get a little bit more defense for a bit. And I know someone could say this is pretty unbalanced to start with. Counterpoint, I want to have fun. And I don't care. And also, these things are super rare, and by the time you find them, you either are A, in the same situation as me, or B, really not at all in need of the loot it has. Such as in, you know, when I found this in my playthrough, I was chucking nukes all willy-nilly. Which is to say that this place doesn't exactly provide the most value to me. And I do need to go put the food in the oven. And why do they call it an oven if you oven the cold food and out-eat the hot food? And yeah, simple stuffs. And this is where the pick broke, and I punched a stone with my bare hands. And this marks the first successful climb. Super nice. And I will want to keep the dirt. Laugh at me for that one. I will be leaving it here. But I know this place was kind of somewhat near a woodland mansion. It's like way off in that direction. But yes, welcome to the new base location, which is going to be near here. I don't need that, but okay. I don't want to hear it. The game's rigged. From the start. Don't want to hear it. Egg. And here it is. The other reason I'm basing where I am basing. If you're new to Oritech, you don't know why I want to base near this thing in particular. And you might be wondering why it's covered in all sorts of fancy metals. These are not meteorites, as much as they clearly look like meteorites. They're not. These are indicators that very far underground, and I'll probably be running the quarry twice to make this thing happen. Speaking of which, quarry, diamond pick, got it. Which is to say that this here is going to basically lead to an infinite resource node. And I do mean literally infinite. And I just realized something as well. Which is that, thinking about it, don't ask why I'm getting seeds, I don't know either, I'm just doing something while I talk. One thing I realized is I'm going to be making a lot of waste diesel whenever I make naphtha. And, I mean, diesel generators aren't cheap. However, also thinking about it, I could just use a diesel generator instead of a nuclear reactor. They're basically as expensive as one another. For a stage in the game where I'd be even considering cracking that thing open. And by that I mean drilling all the way down beneath it. And, I mean, it's just infinite resources, so I really should just consider going down and making that happen. But I'm really glad where I popped up. This is not exactly where I was aiming, but I'm just going to use that thing to get me close to the destination. And oh boy, am I over time. So I'm going to just leave the stream here. And yeah, good progress. I got to the surface, I went on a little rant, and I found the new base location. I might base underground and fly to the surface. But yeah, that's a really good sign. So I'm going to be going down the bio route, which means no oil, to show you that you can basically base at the bottom and still have very similar luxuries. And yeah, the rule is basically I gather as much as I want from spawn, and instead of going to that oil patch from last time, I just teleport a few thousand blocks away to an ancient city. And that's the ancient city. So, yeah, see you in the next one.